If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. Hello, Last on the Road subscribers and followers. So we are at the Black Hills National Forest in South Dakota. And in South Dakota, if you go to the National Forest webpage, it says that in South Dakota, you are not allowed to have campfires. Now, if you're on the Wyoming side in the National Forest, they say you can. And they have signs everywhere that someone could possibly camp saying no campfires, as you see here. Well, who says we should follow the rules anymore? Last night, I saw someone actually building a campfire. And there's campfire rings all over the place. You can see the rangers come around and try to destroy the campfire ring. They throw the rocks out. It's inevitable. People just don't care. They don't care what the rules are. They don't care what the risks are. They don't care what the dangers are. They're just going to do what they want to do. Which got me to thinking about all the recent fires, the tragic fires, forest fires that we've had just in the last couple months. In Arizona, they've shut down 2 national forests because they put restrictions up that you weren't allowed to burn campfires. I don't know all the specific numbers, but they had discovered that in both forests, people were still starting fires. Some rangers are coming around and actually seeing the fire still going, even though no campers were around. So they just decided, instead of actually having to deal with trying to find these people or patrolling the area, they just shut the national forest down, the campgrounds down. And so nobody can go there until after the fire risk goes down. Colorado, unfortunately, I mean, it was just absolutely terrifying, sad how horrible it has been in Colorado with the forest fires. Trey today sent me an article showing me that this was set by someone. They finally arrested someone who had started these fires. I'm not clear as to whether it was intentionally set or if it was accidentally set, but it doesn't change the fact that the area was devastated by these fires because of someone's neglect. Well, then you move on to New Mexico, and they shut down national forest in New Mexico. And now, you go down to Florida. Dad called me the other day and says, man, the town is on fire. And it's the same town he's in. It was east or west, you know. He's in one side and it was on the other side. 3,000 acres had burned in one area. And then the next day, 800 acres burned down and destroyed a bunch of houses. I think they said 40 houses. Don't quote me on that. Come to find out, the state hired a private company to come out and burn 480 acres. Controlled burn. They do it all the time. When we were down in Florida, they were always burning. As a matter of fact, the National Forest did a controlled burn. The thing is they don't stick around to watch the fire. What they do is they fly over. I made a video, I'll put a link to that video right here, where they did a controlled burn, and they didn't watch it, and it burned down this old bridge. I ran out there and put the fire out. But get back to my story about Florida. They were doing a controlled burn of 480 acres, and it got out of hand. They left. 800 acres burned down. Houses destroyed. Which gets me to thinking about last year when we started our adventure. We did a test run down to Lake City, Florida, the Osceola National Forest in Florida. And we got there. Campsite host said, I would prefer that you didn't build campfires. They just had a major forest fire as a result of someone's neglect, and burnt down a bunch of forests, shut down the town for a while. I mean, it happens all the time. People not paying attention, not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and things burn down. So I thought I would go through some campfire safety. Again, it's just like when people come out here, they throw their trash all around. You can preach all day long, pack it in, pack it out. You know what they can do? They pack it in and throw it on the ground. I keep preaching, and maybe one of these days someone will pay attention and think, oh, maybe I should take my trash out. Well, same thing with campfires. First, if there is a sign right next to your campground, when you pull into your camp spot and it says no fires, a little campfire with a circle and across to it, that pretty much says no campfires. Do me a favor, don't start a fire. There's a reason they don't want you starting fires. I don't care if it just rained 10 minutes ago. Don't start a fire. Just follow the rules. You don't need a campfire to camp. You don't need one. I mean, it's nice to have, don't get me wrong, but it's going to be a lot better if you don't burn down 3,000 acres. It's going to be better that you're not in jail because you burned down 3,000 acres. So just don't start the fire. If you do go to a campground and it has a fire ring and you decide to start a campfire, great. Make sure you put it in the ring. Don't make it so big that, you know, it's catching the branches on fire up and above. Don't be using lighter fluid. Keep a small fire so you can roast your hot dogs and marshmallows and maybe even cook a meal on top of the campfire. But that's all you really need. When you're done with the fire, make sure that you can stick your hand in the campfire ring and it does not burn you. That means you take water and you put it out. If there's no water available, then don't start the fire. Just don't. Don't start fires on windy days. Right now it's a little breezy. I wouldn't consider it. If it's just even a little bit of breeze, there's no reason to, because one spark goes off. I've showed this before. This stuff goes off in no time. So go ahead and wait until the breeze dies down and there's no wind, because one little spark sends over here and you don't know that it's went over there. Then after a while it starts smoldering, it catches on fire, and before you know it, you've got, you know, half an acre on fire, and there's no way you're going to get that out by yourself. You're going to call the fire department. They're going to take, you know, forever to get out here because there's no local fire departments. So then they're calling in helicopters and bulldozers. Just follow the rules. I realize that a lot of people think they have a right to do whatever they want, but your rights end at my nose. So if you're going to do something that could potentially hurt me, then don't do it. And don't even decide that, you know, that, oh, well, you know, I pay taxes out here, I can do whatever I want. Well, so does everybody else. So don't do what they don't want you to do. Follow the rules. It's very important. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click like if you like the video. And